Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. You all came. Thank you for your support. And you know, some people were here exactly six on the dot. So let's clap for them. So they have proved to me that there's nothing like African time. But some of you, we marked the register, so I'll be sending you some emails and putting your pictures on Facebook and Twitter and said you came, you know, late. But thank you so much for coming. Before we start, I'm Nana Checha, and most of you know me of the Nana Churcher Show. The Nana Churcher Show is a 30-minute inspiring, motivation, entertaining program, and it's on Vox Africa Sky 218. But today is a special event. That's why I have audience with me. Before we start, we're going to have, should I say starter? Because when we go to the posh restaurants, we have posh starters. So without much ado, I would like to call on the TheNanaChurcherShow troupe to perform. Thank you. Exercise on its own. So I think I have to get the TheNanaChurcherShow exercise something going on. Today I have 5 amazing guests, and I'm so honored because to have these 5 wonderful people under one roof, you know, it takes the Lord. I'm going to introduce them, and then they're going to come on stage with me in pairs. I have with me the amazing PR guru, Mavis Amankwa.
Okay, yeah, so what we're going to do then, as I said, we'll talk about the social media. This is very hardworking. I'd say she's a risk taker, but you have to be in business.
Mavis is lovely. I've known her for a few years, and every now and again we come together and try and see how we can help each other's businesses.
I also have with me a beautiful lady. She is the Miss Ghana UK 2013 in the person of Janet John.
Talk to your friend with Janet now, it will be Janet.
I have one of the brightest students in the world in the person of Gillian Apple.
I've learned a lot from other ACS students, just from what they do in their ACS and their experiences, and it's almost been quite comforting.
Another lady I'm going to introduce, she has a voice, I wish I could sing like her. She's in the person of Mrs. Dinah Hamilton. And then, the only man amongst these ladies, isn't he blessed to have 4 gorgeous ladies, but he's taken, so I wouldn't even go there. He's one of Africa's finest actors in the person of Mr. Ikene Obi.
Who is my wife? Somebody, your wife is not. thinks they're cheating, and she knows their hideouts.
What?
I call him His Excellency. So going to join me now is Dinah Hamilton and Gillian Appel. I'm tall. Wow. Ladies, so what happened on the way, looking all gorgeous?
Can I just say this? I'm just wondering why she decided to pair me with the most brilliant person. I'm just, looks to, you better start talking.
I've been paired with you. I'm amazing as well, Diana.
So, you know, I always love to mingle with people who are going places. And so I chose the brightest one, and then the one that has got the voice. So, you know, it's good for me, right? So, Gillian, tell us. Gillian grew up in Mitcham, and she grew up in the council estate that people think when you grow up in council estates, you don't amount to nothing. So tell us your upbringing in the council estate.
So, as you mentioned, I grew up in Mitcham in South London. I grew up with my younger sister and brother with both of my parents in a 2-bedroom flat. And actually it meant that quite often we had family coming over and visiting, and the flat could be quite cramped at times.
Were they from Ghana?
They were from Ghana.
Yeah, they love coming in winter.
So you have those aunties and uncles that say they'll come for a week but end up staying for a few years. But I was really fortunate to have the parents that I had. They really worked very hard for me. So even though we were perhaps not the most privileged of families, like I said, they worked really hard and actually managed to send me to a private school for 2 years. And that really helped to start off my education and put me in a good position to be able to, by the grace of God, get to where I am today.
For you to go to a private school, your parents might be very, very rich.
Well, they weren't rich at all, actually. And in fact, at the time, and I say this to show actually what you can do, even if you're not in the position that people expect you to be in order to do certain things. My mum was actually a cleaner at the time, and my dad was a minicab driver.
A cleaner, as in a cleaner?
As in a domestic cleaner, so she was cleaning schools and things like that, and working all kinds of hours of the day. So we weren't wealthy or anything. But they really worked hard and put the money together to send me to school for the 2 years that I did.
Wow. So did you see yourself as a bright student when, growing up, or it was your parents that identified this in you?
To be honest, I don't think I knew myself that I could, for example, go to Oxford one day. But my parents had so much faith in me, and I think they could see that I had something that, if they nurtured it the right way, could become something quite impressive.
But when you went to the private school, I learned that you weren't happy. I mean, come on, if you go to a private school, you have to be happy, right?
I mean, they were paying a lot of money, so you'd hope that I'd be happy. But unfortunately, because of the background that I came from, a lot of people didn't understand where I was coming from. So they didn't understand why, for example, my parents were going to work early in the morning, or I couldn't go on skiing trips, or I didn't have the latest phone. And it made it difficult to be able to relate with these people. And of course, that impacted me sometimes in being able to shine. So fortunately, I ended up going to a grammar school for my secondary education, which is actually a school where you have to do an exam, but you don't have to pay. So the only criteria upon which you are accepted into the school is your intelligence rather than your financial capability.
I told you she's intelligent. Let's go. Wow. I'm going somewhere. So at the grammar school, you were happy?
Yeah, at the grammar school, I was happy because, like I said, you were meeting people that were there just because they were bright and not because they were rich. So I could find people that I could relate to.
And throughout all, you had A stars, and she's an A star, A star, A star. Excellent. And then you decided to go to Oxford. Why Oxford?
So actually, in the beginning, so in the first years of my secondary education, I was very much, I never want to go to Oxbridge or anywhere like Oxford because I didn't want to meet the people that I'd met in my private school. As I grew, I learned that actually it's worth going to an institution like that because first of all, I need to learn how to interact with these people because I'll come across them all the time. And secondly, it's worth going to an institution such as Oxbridge because of the benefits that I'd reap. So it was natural to want to go to Oxford or Cambridge, and in the end, Oxford because of my course, because it was the best for my course in the country, so that's why I applied.
Oxford student, let's give it to her. So, you were so bright that 2012, Cuba decided to award you Best Student Achiever.
Yeah.
How was the feeling like?
So the Goober Award was amazing for me. So the Goober Award is the Ghana UK-based achievement award. And it was really an opportunity for me to, first of all, acknowledge what my parents have done for me, what I've also managed to achieve in my education, but also to show to our community, the Ghanaian community, that actually, even though the press may not be so positive about us, actually there are things that we can do, even when it comes to education. We also can go to Oxbridge or a good university or excel in any area that we are in. So it was really an amazing opportunity for me. So yeah, that was fantastic.
I know you have kids, I'm coming to you. Your kids want to go to Oxford. But at Oxford, you did a lot of things. You became president. Tell us about that as well.
So, of course, when I got to Oxford, I felt the need to grab as much as I could, take advantage of every opportunity. So one of the things that I did was become the president of our African and Caribbean Society. Yes, we did have one. Wow. So most people think that there aren't black people at Oxford. There aren't that many, but there are a few of us. So the few of us that were there, we formed a society, and I was president of that society. And helped.
That is great, right? So, after Oxford, you want to know what she did? Okay, tell us what you did.
So after Oxford, I've been, first of all, involved in quite a few charities. So the Goober Foundation is one. Please do go on our website and find out what we do. We support autism.
She's going there, right?
And also SEO London, who actually have helped me develop my career. They support ethnic minorities that may not have the opportunity to work in the city because of the boundaries that are in place in society due to our race. But following that, I'm actually now working in investment banking, and I'm working at Barclays in Canary Wharf.
Wow. So at Barclays, investment banking, you say you are an analyst?
Yeah.
In the global treasury? What is that?
So the Treasury, if you're thinking about it, is kind of the bank for Barclays. So what we do is we manage the balance sheet, the assets and the liabilities of the bank, and make sure that really and truly we don't go bankrupt. So I support a team within the Treasury as an analyst, helping us to look through our regulatory pieces and things like that. So yeah.
So you know I have some millionaires in the audience. Mm-hmm. Can you manage your
I'd like to connect with
you like
people.
Okay. So, Gillian, I know you're a bright student. You're doing wonderful things. What do you see of future of the generation, your generation, in London, especially in the African community?
I think, unfortunately, young people in the UK, particularly black young people, have got so much bad press. People don't think that we can amount to very much, and we just are not looked upon in a favourable light. And I think actually if you look within our community, within our young people, you do have a lot of, black young people doing well. And it's just a case of identifying those people and, if necessary, allowing them to mentor the ones that are coming up. So even just from Mitcham, you have people like Fuse, ODG, ODF Clothing, Clement Marford. All these people have come just from Mitcham alone, where I came from. And if we're able to put these people on a platform so that, young people that are growing can see that actually people from my area are doing well in different industries, so fashion, music, education, then hopefully that will serve as, an encouragement to help young people also excel when they reach that age.
So where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I really hope I will have, first of all, progressed in my career, But really important for me is that whatever I'm doing is having a positive impact on my community and on my society. So I hope I'll still be involved in the charity work, doing things in Ghana and in London, and just hopefully being able to use what I've managed to learn, the little that I've learned, to help other people. That's my hope.
Wow, let's give it her a good hand. And you know, she just turned 22 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And look at what she's doing, 22. Well, I need to come and see you to collect more money. Diana, I know you have 2 beautiful kids. Are you thinking they're going to be going to Cambridge or Oxford?
Oh, great, yes. They have to.
How old are they now?
They turned 3 in December.
Okay. Diana is a friend of the TheNanaChurcherShow. I had the opportunity to interview her, and you know, she's a mom that many years ago when she got married, waiting to, you know, in our society when you get married, the next week you have to get pregnant and the babies have to pop out. But for some time the babies weren't coming, but to God be the glory, babies are now going to be what?
They're 3.
3, and she
4.
had a boy and a girl. So if you're here and you're thinking, oh, it's too late, it's never too late. They'll be popping out soon. So, what have you been up to, looking all glammed up?
Really? I just had Fatima saying the same thing. Diana is still eating. Diana is hitting the gym, trying to.
Okay.
But ministry is great.
Ministry is great.
And being a mom has been wonderful. The hubby helps. Trying to go back to work. After 3 years, I went to, you know, I'm a nurse, don't you?
Yes, you are.
Yes, but I haven't been to work for like 3 years now, so I'm going to hit back to the work again. Yes, so ministry is wonderful, marriage, children. And yes, I was just listening to you, and I've just been in her position before. I had a father who was a wonderful, wonderful man, didn't have much, but invested in me. Took me to a wonderful school, one of the best in Ghana, Morning Star. Anyone knows that school? And I found myself in the midst of all rich people and didn't have much. But I thank God for the life of my dad who took me there and gave me the confidence, a bit of confidence that I have, to be able to sit with an Oxford girl and not be shaking.
So, talking about going to Morning Star, when Diana was a little girl, she, you know, her singing started way, way back as a little girl. And I learned that, a little birdie told me that you used to sing, you know, your assembly songs. So, since our independence is around the corner, and you have a lovely voice like my voice, would you like to give me a little a cappella of the national anthem?
Oh my God! Yes, I can do that. I used to do that when I was a little girl in school. But putting me on the spot, oh yes, I can.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
now,
you can.
Oh,
so
yes.
go for it.
Should I stand? Oh, did you see the comedy on the internet? Should I stand and do it or sit?
You can stand.
Okay. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. That was actually putting me on the spot. I hope I got the lyrics right, please. Don't put that on YouTube if it's wrong.
Do you want to listen to mine?
Yes.
Right, so what does the independence of Ghana mean to you, Diane?
I actually grew up with my grandfather, who has only just passed exactly a week today. He died at the age of 105. And he used to tell me so much, because for someone who's died at the age of 105, he saw everything that happened. But for the fact that I didn't see it and didn't feel it, makes me appreciate the people that fought for us. And the fact that my Michaela and Michael can walk to Ghana and set up a business and not be oppressed or suppressed, or the fear of being looked upon or being looked down, more or less, or, makes me feel good and makes me realize that the people that fought have done a good job. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
You've been in ministry for a while, and nowadays almost everybody is a gospel artist, if not gospel artist and R&B artist. But you've been around for a while. What do you think is going on?
It's a good question. I always say this, that I'm a nurse and I'm a musician. I'm a minister of the gospel through singing. But if I'm asleep and you wake me up and you say, Diana Hamilton, nursing and music, which one will you take? Without a thought, without a doubt, I will pick music. It's something I love that, I cannot change that, trade that for anything. I do it just because I love to do it, I think that's what we lack. People are doing it because of the fame, of the flashy clothes people wear, forgetting that you might have a Bridget Murphy somewhere who would sponsor me with an outfit, or Mac would say, oh, I'm giving you makeup for the rest of so-and-so, or Sleek, or Mary Kay, will sponsor you with these things. So even though you might not physically have money in your pocket, you get these things and it makes you look good. Now, people out there do not know that. So they come into this industry thinking it's all flashy and it's all nice and it's all beautiful, and they get the surprise of their life. Now, there are people who are only coming in because they are hungry. I have people coming up to me, oh, I finished school, I haven't got a job, and I think I've bagged a few artists here and there, so if I sing, I can put food on the table. When you enter music like that, you don't succeed. I think these people are kind of drugging their good ones back and kind of bringing so much chaff into it. But anyone who does it because he or she loves to do it is bound to succeed.
Is bound to succeed.
succeed.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you said when you sleep and they call you, you choose singing.
Oh, yeah.
So, I know people, how do you compose your songwriters? Or how do you compose? Because, do you sit down and you say, okay, today I'm going to write Amazing Grace, and you start, what happens?
I always say this, that people say, you're a professional musician. I find that a bit difficult to accept that, because I haven't been to a music school before. I remember when I was finishing Morning Star and I was choosing the courses I wanted to do, my tutor at the time said to my father that he should take me to a music school. And my father then said to the teacher, she is a musician or a singer because God has blessed her with it. But I want her to be able to get a job, do a course that will get her a job, so she can put food on the table when music doesn't. So he didn't take me to a music school. He took me to school to do this. So, to do nursing. So I do not, while people use keyboards to compose their songs, and my husband's bought me a keyboard for like 5 years, and it's a glorified something in my living room collecting dust. So I do not play. My best instrument is my hand and my voice. Wow. But I think God just blesses me with these lyrics, and then he helps me to put a tune to it. So I do not sit down to actually write. But when you meet a fellow artist, a fellow musician, you're talking, you're in the studio, and then just songs begin to come. In him I live and move and I have my being. My whole life consists in you. Forever faithful to your word. You have never failed me yet. There are things that God does. it just comes. Sometimes you're in your sleep and something pops up. I'm singing in my dream, and my husband knows that. So he picks the phone, thanks to the smartphones, and then he begins to record. So I wake up and I have a song. Or in the middle of worship in church, I get 2 lines and I sing it onto a phone, and then I build on it. But we have actually got people who actually sit and write and use the keyboard to get it. Diana Hamilton is not one of those, because she's not been to a school.
Wow. So where do we see you going in any projects coming up?
Oh, yes. I think last year was a bit of a break for me because I lost my dad. But this year is just packed for me. My first big event, is the Experience with Diana Hamilton, coming up on the 31st of May, where people can come and actually experience the presence of God, through music. I have had 3 albums, and every concert I have done has been an album launch. But this concert is going to be Diana Hamilton doing from A to Z, on all my albums. And it's the planning going into it, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm just looking forward to the 31st of May and what God is about to do. It's also kickstarting a series of events, series of journeys I'm about to do. So watch out. If you're in Birmingham, if you're in London, if you're in America, I might come close to a city near you.
Wow. Let's give them a So, do you think Julian and I we could collaborate with you?
Oh yeah, she's too bright. She can come and talk on it. Oh, Nana, you can be an MC. But you need to be there, Gillian.
I will definitely.
Special invitation. Oh yes, I just got one person to my event.
I don't get an invitation.
Oh, you are. You are, Nana.
Could you please help me thank my wonderful ladies? Thank you so much. So, if you have money and you want Gillian to do something with it, I will be the
middle woman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's give it to her. My next guest, a very humble lady, and she is Miss Ghana 2013, Miss Ghana UK 2013, in the person of Janet Jan. I am so blessed to be having beautiful ladies around me today. Have a seat, darling.
It's lovely to be here. A bit nervous, but...
Okay, I got a love note.
You did, from me.
So, welcome to the TheNanaChurcherShow.
Thank you for having
with
me.
With a wonderful audience.
Hello, everyone.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You're feeling good?
I'm feeling good by the grace of God.
And can I borrow your tiara?
You can.
Yeah, and the sash?
Maybe not the
I'm wearing gold. You can give it to me, right?
Maybe later.
So, Janet, you look very gorgeous, glorified, looking awesome. But I know you had a difficult childhood. You want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't difficult per se, but it was a time where, I grew. I felt as if, growing up, the life that I had, it could have been better. I remember I was born in Mamprobi, Accra.
You know Mamprobi?
Yeah, I was born in Mamprobi, Accra. And, vaguely, I remember, fetching water from the big... Well, exactly. And I also remember, bathing in the open.
African experience. Did you bath in the open?
I did, yeah. The life that I had was not, was very different from the life I have now. So you can see the transition. I'm so grateful, again, to my parents for, all the support that they've given me. They've taught me how to, be driven and how to, push for what I need. And I think education is so important. It's ever so important. And I think that's one of the reasons why I chose to do Miss Ghana anyway. So.
Okay, so growing up, you've come to the UK.
Yeah.
And you studied media and cultural studies.
I did, yes.
Why did you choose that?
I think with media and cultural studies, you learn about, the day and age that we are at now. And I think a lot of our generation are forgotten, and it's something that's always been on my heart, you know, to remember us, to remember them, and, you know, the ones that are coming up. And that's basically what it was, to see their surroundings and how they're affected by the media, how they perceive the media, you know, what they consume on a day-to-day basis. And it's always, you know, very interesting to understand that, because it means that you can relay, you know, the best information to them. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So what made you enroll in the Miss Ghana UK contest? Did you think, oh, I'm very, very pretty, so I'm going to, or people just, you know, encourage you to go for it?
I think, for one, it was definitely encouragement, because even during the pageant, I have to thank my church, Powerline Chapel International, because all my aunties and uncles there, they all, you know, supported me. They pitched in to buy clothes, they pitched in to buy shoes, you know, they helped me here and there, and I was so grateful to them. One of my aunties lost her daughter 2 years ago when she was very young to cancer. Neuroblastoma, and when I heard her story, it just brought me to tears, and I said to myself, obviously after donating, I said I had to do more once I graduated, and I think this was the best, I felt this was the best opportunity, you know, to get that larger platform and to, you know, speak on her behalf, so yeah.
So now you've enrolled, all these ladies around you, were you intimidated?
Yes.
Were you?
Yes.
Were they as tall as me?
Taller.
I got the heels. So, you know, I know you go through a lot of, you know, stages
yeah.
and then elimination till you hit the 5 finals.
Top 5.
So when you were among the top 5, how did you feel?
I think the responsibility became so real. And I also felt like I owed it to a lot of people and owed it to myself, you know, to get to that point where, you know, I could see myself as a winner and I could say to, you know, everyone, you know, I can help now. I've got that platform. I can give back now and I can do it well. And it was just a frightening time because, you know, there were so many beautiful girls, even at top 5. They picked 3 out of the 5, so you're still not sure whether you won or not.
So they call the second runner-up?
Yes.
How was your heart? Don't you want to feel, you know, you want to be in that? Lord, what's happening?
I think...
Was there a doctor? Was there a doctor to check your pressure?
Unfortunately, no. I wish there was. But it was very scary. You get really numb. But the only thing that I was thinking to myself was, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And, you know, you can see the crowd, you can see the jeering. You know, it was just so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming, and your heart just flutters.
And then became the moment.
Yeah.
And the winner is... Did you collapse?
Almost. I must admit, when I did win, after I had won, I went back to my bishop's house, and I sort of just fell down on the floor in tears. And as soon as I got up, I said to one of my aunties, Auntie, please just make me some fufu.
Fufu?
I hadn't eaten all day.
Okay, if you don't know what fufu is, see me after the show.
After the show, yes.
We go have fufu at 10 p.m. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a Miss Ghana UK 2013, you reign until the next one.
I am, yes.
What are some of the roles you've been playing?
I mean, I've played a few. I've done, you know, to be honest with you, it's more based on being a motivational speaker, being an ambassador. I think everywhere you go, everyone watches you to see, you know, the representation that you have, you know, of their country, of their culture, and there's a lot of responsibility. We did the sickle cell walk with the Miss Ghana UK Foundation, which is what I do. I also work with Lee's Angel Trust. I tend to always stand at Asda's in Hounslow and raise money. Near Christmas, we did the Christmas appeal, asked people to donate.
Who wouldn't give this lady money if she has the crown? They'll give her money.
Yeah.
They'll give you money.
Yeah. And we with the Lee's Angel Trust, we raised over £1,000 in the space of the, you know, the Christmas time and the November time. So I was so happy to know that I could give back already, and it was amazing. Even recently, you know, I've been on ABN television. I'm doing a campaign with them for, you know, the newest generation that's coming up. You know, so there's a lot that happens, and I'm also looking to go to Ghana soon to work with young children as well, which is very exciting. So.
And is there any difficulties you've encountered? I know everything, but the wonderful ladies out there looking up to you and thinking, oh, I want to enroll and be a Miss Ghana or Miss World. Is there any difficulty you experience as well?
I think with God, all things are possible. I must always say this. My first love is, you know, the Lord Jesus Christ. I think for me, it's the only thing that grounds me. But it is really hard. It's hard work, you know. You know, they expect a lot from you because if you have to represent, especially Ghana, you know, the motherland of Africa, you know, we're well known for that. Yeah, in terms of your speech, how you hold yourself. Recently, I did the Big Row on Channel 5.
How was it?
It was fantastic. The talk was on immigration, and you know they were expecting people to shout out, and you know because of my role, I couldn't you know stand up and start shouting. I had to represent Ghana, and with Ghanaians, we're very you know quiet people, but we're well spoken. So I'm hoping that in future I can do it again, and this time speak more quietly.
I bet you were screaming within.
I was.
How many of us watched that program? Oh. Okay, so what can we expect of you in the next couple of years?
I'm hoping that, you know, I can continue to represent, you know, Ghana. Also, even after I win, I'm also looking to be a motivational speaker on a bigger platform, larger, you know. I'm also looking forward to, you know, work with young people. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to so much. And whatever comes my way, I take it on. I grab it and just go with it.
Thank you so much for coming on the Nana Churcher Show. So very soon you'll be seeing me in your tiara. And my wonderful guests that are joining me, I have PR guru, the wonderful Mavis Amankwa.
How are you?
I'm great.
Hi, everybody. Everyone. Oh, you look wonderful today, you know, Nana.
You too, my darling.
I love the gold. It really suits you.
Gold Coast, right? Mavis.
Nana.
You know, this lady, I've been following her for a long time. And I remember when the Nana Churcher Show started, she was one of the people I wanted to interview, but for some reason, she was dodging. And I said, I know how to get her. If she doesn't want to be with me in the same room, then I'll get the audience to get her out. And she's out, so Mavis is a sister and a friend as well. So, and you've come a long way.
Yes.
And doing very well.
Thank you so much.
Mavis also grew up in East London, had a wonderful childhood. I believe my audience want to hear your wonderful childhood.
Oh, gosh. Where do I start?
She has heard.
Yes. Well, I was born over in East London, Canning Town. Anyone from East London? East London crew, where are you? Yeah, I was born in Canning Town around 39 years ago. Okay. So, I don't know if you think if I look 40, do I look like I'm getting to 40? Do I look younger? Yeah, so I was born over in East London, Canning Town, around 39 years ago. My childhood was a very emotional one because my mum came here at the age of 20 to meet a man as an arranged marriage. So they said my dad at the time was looking for a lovely lady, and my mum's sister said there's a man in England and he's looking for a young, beautiful spring chicken like yourself. And my mum said, wow, England? So she said, yes, I'll go. So she came and she was here for a while, and it was quite funny because my dad used to say to everyone, look, here's my spring chicken. Here she is, everybody, because he was about 15 years older than her and she was only young, only 20. But unfortunately, the marriage didn't really work out and my mum had to flee from domestic violence. So by the time I was 1.5 years old, I was living in a battered wife's home with my mum for 3 years. And I didn't really get to know my dad, and it was quite hard and quite heartbreaking. And when I was about 5 and I went to school, I had lots of issues. People just found me strange, and I wasn't sure why.
Why? I want to know.
Because of my colour.
Was it all white?
It was an all-white school, Canning Town, very NF, in the 70s. I mean, when my mum came, there were signs saying no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. So she was saying that when she was heavily pregnant with myself, she had to go to the public baths and bath because she couldn't actually bath where she was staying. Wow. So by the time I got to school, lots of racism. People just found me really amusing. I mean, my mum used to let me go to school with my hair threaded. And I used to cry because I said, please, Mummy, don't do this style. And every time she does the style, and then they laugh. So one day I went to school and I had my hair sticking up. She's threaded it, but she didn't put it down, you know, the ahuma. So I went, it was sticking up, and then she put a net with colours on it. Oh, gosh. So when I got to school, people laughed, and I cried. And people couldn't pronounce my name, and teachers thought I wasn't getting anywhere, and, you know, I had a lot of issues. And then when I was about 9, unfortunately for me, I was kidnapped by a paedophile and abducted at knife point at the age of 9. But thank God I managed to run away from this paedophile.
How did you escape?
Well, what happened was my mum remarried, and I had a brother who had asthma. And I came from school. And that time I was talking to Idris Elba, because I know Idris. So
I was going to ask her that.
So Idris Elba was a good friend of mine, by the way. So yeah, I went to school and I came home and I said to my mum, Mum, I need to go and get some shoelaces. And she said, you know, your brother's not well, he's got asthma. Go to the shop, come back, and, you know, we put your laces in for PE, and no problem, fine, went. And I went just 5 minutes, probably five minutes from my house in Canning Town, and a man grabbed me from behind at knife point and just told me to get into his car. And I said, I don't talk to strangers. And it was just a whole ordeal. 45 minutes I was missing. This gentleman was trying to take me to Kent to murder me, basically. And when we got to the north side of Woolwich, the ferry had gone to go to Kent. So he kind of turned back and said, you know, there's a way you could go through Blackwall Tunnel, because I think he was obviously in a rush and he was panicking, and he was very abusive, and it was quite horrible. I mean, I was only 9. And when we got to a place in Canning Town, there was a petrol station, and he stopped and he said, if you move, I'll kill you. And I was sitting there with the shoelaces and the bread, and I was just thinking, run, don't run, run, don't run. And I just legged it. I just got out and I ran home. When I got home, African parents, where have you been? Then my mum starts shouting, and I said, Mum, look, this is what's happened. And she was like, what? And we went to the police station. I was in the police for about a week, just trying to get ID fit. It went on the news, and God so good, this gentleman got caught, and he had killed about 3 or 4 small girls in the area. So that was quite an ordeal for me, and I didn't actually get professional help at the time. So that was hard in school. I didn't go to school for a while, and I went back to school. And then when I was 11, I had another really bad thing happen to me. My hair burnt. My hair caught on fire completely. I went to cook something because my mum, as I said, she came here quite young, and she was doing a typing course, and she used to leave me for 15 minutes so that my stepfather would come and look after me and my brother. And I don't know, as a child, I just said, I'm really hungry. And I went to the cooker, like, to put the fire on to warm up some milk. You know, now, them days, you didn't have microwaves, so, you know, everything was about putting everything on the stove. And as I put the fire on, I don't know if everyone remembers the jerry curls. I had really nice, lovely jerry curls. My hair was lovely and jet black, bouncy, because with lots of activator. You know? The one, you know, the jerry curl, I've forgotten the name now. It was yellow. It was yellow and red. So I kind of tried to light the cooker and the gas wasn't coming on, and I just kind of went to get a match, and then all of a sudden, boom, my hair just went on fire.
So the activator cut off?
Yeah, the activator just set it off. It was so strange because it was at the same time that Michael Jackson had burnt his hair. So when I went to school again, people were really laughing, just thought it was quite funny, and it was quite hard. So anyway, that kind of happened, and lots of stuff. But
so talking about school as well, one of your headmistress said you will amount to nothing.
Yes, I had a very horrible teacher in school called Mrs. O'Hara. I hope she's watching this evening. Mrs. O'Hara, you can eat your words. She just had no hope in me. She was just really horrible. And I think she was just racist, basically. And she just didn't really pay me no mind. And, I already had lots of adversity from a young child, and she didn't really help. But, 30 years, I'm still here.
She said she won't amount to nothing, but this lady is going places which we're going to be talking about. And you started working in the computer world, but you decided to be a business owner.
Yes, that's right. So while I had all things happening to me, I was still studying, and I decided that I wanted to fix computers. I wanted to do computers IT, so I did IT, I studied, I left school, went to college, studied IT for 2 years, and then started working, fixing computers, hardware, software, and I just didn't really find it interesting. But at the same time, I was organising lots of shows like the Miss Ghana UK many years ago, and I just found a passion in that. And I said to myself, I really want to get into working within the community. And also at the same time, while I had the opportunity to go to Ghana at the age of 15, and when my mum said, we're going to Ghana, I said, no way, I'm not going.
Why?
It's Africa, it's mud houses, horrible.
Who said Africa has mud houses?
Well, that's what they told me. Whilst living in Canning Town, that's what it was. It was not a nice place. So I had the opportunity to go to Ghana. I couldn't believe it. I didn't see any mud houses. I didn't see people swinging on trees. I said, wow, this is where I'm from. And I started embracing like African thinking. I started being proud of where I came from, because the kids at school would just thought, African monkey and things like that. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I started organising events and stuff. I was working closely with my husband, and I said to him, look, I want to give up my job now, and I want to do my own thing. And he already had the business started, and I just went in. I said, well, let's look at ways of how we can reach the ethnic market. People wanted to reach the ethnic market, mostly the government, and started off 2002, and we're here now.
So now you're the CEO of Rich Vision. What does Rich Vision do?
We do a number of things. So we basically help people to reach ethnic minorities in terms of, reaching out to them via the media, like platforms like yourself, newspapers, also through outreach and community engagement. We also help small businesses with marketing and PR their companies. So we see lots of small businesses have difficulties marketing, so we help them with marketing as well. So we are basically an integrated communications agency that works across different sectors.
So this is a daughter who from nowhere was told she will amount to nothing, her hair bent, due to Jerry Curls and activator. At a point was kidnapped. And today, she is the CEO of her own business, going places. And not only that, she helps others start up their own business. And I read on, was it Facebook or Twitter, that you're helping people to become not even millionaires, billionaires.
Yes, well, I'm on a mission, Nana.
Who wants to be a billionaire? Maybe we have to stop playing that game here.
I'm on a mission, basically. As you know, I've won quite a lot of awards, and I've been in lots of newspapers, and I didn't realise probably until the last 3 years that was making an impact on people's lives, just by motivational speaking, by telling people about my story, how I went from a normal 9-to-5 job to start my own business regardless of what I was going through. And as I said, I didn't realise that was making an impact on the community, and I started running workshops, seminars, helping people how to start their business, how to grow their business, how to make money. And I got an opportunity to start giving out loans, and I just said to myself, what is it that you want in the future? And the future is, I want to be in the Dragon's Den with a lot of money. So
can you see that?
A lot of money. in order to get into the Dragon's Den, I need to become a billionaire because I want to be able to give out money.
Okay.
So that's basically the mission that I'm on. And yes, I'm there, but I still have a long way. You know, it's quite far to get to a billionaire, even though I know I'm nearly there.
You're nearly. So very soon I'll be interviewing the first billionaire, or maybe partner with you. But did you see the energy that was coming from her? I want to be.
I will be.
You're gonna be. Ladies, we're very proud of you. A mother, a wife, a businesswoman, also affecting the community, despite what people told you and what happened to you. Many people would have said, oh, okay, it's not the will of God, and so let me just find somewhere. But you have come a long way, and I know you're going to go places. Thank you for your time, and thank you for coming. One and only gentleman we have, I'm going to be introducing. He's one of Africa's finest actors. This guy is going places. He's won so many awards I can't count them. Maybe the next award I'm praying he gets is the Oscars. He's in the person of Mr. Ikene Obi. Oh, he's the one guy. He wants me to come and sit with him.
Oh, sorry.
So, Obi, how does it feel being among those beautiful ladies at the back?
First of all, good evening, everyone. Thanks for honoring this show today, because it's really amazing. It's an amazing show. I feel kind of humbled, because surrounded by...
Humbled?
Yeah, you have to feel humbled when you're surrounded by women as opposed to surrounded by men.
Oh.
No offense to that effect, but you just feel that way.
The men are going to stand outside and have a word with you. But thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
And I know you would tell me not to say Nollywood, but he's one of Africa's finest and Nollywood actors as well. So I'll give it to him again. Do we have people who watch Nollywood here? Okay, a lot. Right, so I know before you go into acting, definitely there is something that you dream of doing. Would you like to share with me and my audience, things you wanted to do before you decided, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to go into acting?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I'm the last out of 4 children. I think I will say the last, but the one that is kind of like the first in the family.
Are you the only boy?
No, I'm not the only boy. There are 3 boys and 1 girl. My goal has always been, or my aim in life has always been to just succeed in whatever I do. But I decided to kind of change my route, and I went into studying law for reasons that weren't supposed to be for the right reasons.
Okay, before you go there, I'm an African, a Ghanaian, but why is it Nigerians like doing law, if I may ask? Am I allowed to ask?
I think the reason why some Nigerians like studying law is because it's business oriented. And also there are loads of things that, Nigerians are normally known for 419, so we're trying to change. We're trying to change the perception and go into something else.
Are they known for that? No. Okay, I just wanted to ask.
No, that's the reason. So I did go into studying law for the wrong reasons. And I finished, I got my law degree, and I didn't go further to practice because I lost the interest, because it wasn't for the right reasons. I've got a full-time job and everything else. And then in 2008, Jim Ike, I know probably some people know him here. He's a Nigerian. They're the creme de la creme. Jim Ike came to the UK to shoot a film, and I was opportune to kind of just say a few lines on the role. And I did say those few lines. Unfortunately, it was with me and Jim Ike as well. And that was really it for me. So again, I kind of lost interest because I couldn't feel the energy there, because I'm someone who's quite energetic when it comes to doing things. And then in 2012, I was informed about an audition about a film being directed by this Nigerian producer called Tichidi Chikere, and produced by the phenomenal Rita Nzelu, who's another veteran in acting. And so I just said, well, this is a good opportunity. I went for the audition, and I got a role in the film, and luckily it was a third lead role in the film. So I was quite honored to be working amongst those kind of veterans. And it was also being starred by the one and only Jackie Appiah as well, the Ghanaian pride, Jackie Appiah. So she was the lead in the film, International Games and International Attack. So we did that film, so it was successful, it was good. It was released at DVD. That's, I think, the second film in, you call it Nollywood, I like to call it African cinema. But because I'm trying to kind of like incorporate other nations as well. Because if you say Nollywood, it restricts it to just Nigeria.
Okay, now it's no more Nollywood, it's what? African.
Yes, African cinema. So yes, it was successful, and Jackie Appiah's influence as well helped to boost the film. It's out on DVD. You can find it at www.goldenlenspictures.com, part 1 and 2. And then in 2013, I had another audition for a film called Shameful Deceit. And I went for the audition, so I was offered the role as well in that one. And it was successful. It had a sold-out Odeon premiere. And then in 2013, I had another role. Now I wasn't auditioned for that. I was just called to come and play a lead role alongside one of the leading actresses as well, Yvonne Hayes. So I did play that role quite well. It was kind of very challenging for me because I was surrounded with a lot of people and a lot of things I had to do. I had to kind of show different emotions and different things at one go. So it's quite challenging, and I do like challenges because it helps you grow.
When you're talking about challenges as an actor, and when they give you the role, do you have to stand in front of the mirror and practice? Or, I've had the opportunity to interview the actresses, but you were the first actor I'm interviewing.
What I do is, what I tend to do is, it's a bit sad, but what I do really is I normally set a camera and I try to play out that role, and I hate watching myself.
Why?
Even my friends here who are actresses like Yvonne, Fatima Jabe, they know I don't like going to... Fatima Jabe is in the house as well. I think Yvonne Hayes is there as well. So I don't like watching myself for some reason, and it's really a habit I need to get out of, because when we go for premieres, I'm fine with the red carpet, I'm fine with the interviews, but when it comes to actually watching the film, I tend to go out a lot. And then people tend to say to me, you have to stay, it's your film. Even when I have family members there, so I tend to force myself to stay. And I'm not sure why, really and truly.
You have to sit. Maybe they have to pin him down.
So, it went well with Heartless Kera, that was that film. And then we had the Nuba Awards, whereby I was nominated for my role in Shameful Deceit, and I won the Best Actor in that one. That's the Nigerian UK-based Achievers Awards. It was September 14th. And unfortunately, that was the same day our film was premiering as well. So I had to be in two places at one go. And my lovely friends here, Fatima Jabe, was receiving an award for African Favorite Best Actress in Washington, D.C. that night as well. And she was with Yvonne in Washington, D.C. So it was a lot for me, and I was really nervous because I didn't really have the normal crowd I normally used to have around me. So I was just there, and not being known by anyone, really. So it was difficult for me.
You were famous in the... No? No? Why?
John Dumelo them and Michelle Majid and Those ones.
We're going to make you...
Van Vicker.
Ikene Obi. Let's give it to him.
Van Vicker. Yeah, those guys, those are the company. So, then we had the BAFTA Awards as well, and then I was nominated for that one. I managed to win the Best Actor in that one. And then we have another film that we're working on right after BAFTA Awards last year, which was titled The Soul. It comes out April 26th at the Lighthouse Cinema in Greenwich, so get your tickets now so you don't miss.
So it looks like all my guests have something and they come on the TheNanaChurcherShow in the...
The TheNanaChurcherShow is the place to be. It's a place to actually kind of tell and show everything. So it's been a long journey. It's been a short journey, but it's been kind of fast as well. Loads of things have happened, and I feel really honored to be part of this industry. And no disrespect to the industry, no disrespect calling African cinema, but that's just how I view it, because lots of people who I've spoken to normally say Nollywood is restricted to Nigeria, whereas, Nigeria created Nollywood, but we're African, so we incorporate everyone. Because, if you look at it now, most of the lead and top actors and actresses are actually from Ghana, and then you have Fatima Jabe representing Gambia, and then you have Jim Ike representing Nigeria. So it's kind of disseminated and moved more across the globe. So it's African cinema to me.
So you never thought you wanted to be an actor? It just happened?
No. I used to do a lot of entertainment when I was quite young. I used to dance in the presence of people, that they'll play the music in like a big hall. Because back in Nigeria, we used to have chiefs and all that stuff. So the chief will host a big show, and then they'll play music, and then I'll be one of those dancers who'll be dancing the Michael Jackson, Billie Jean.
So will you do that for us today?
I can't do the Michael Jackson. I can't remember the Michael Jackson. Let me see if I could do... I don't know if... I can't really do the Azonto, but is it like, I don't know, it's something like this, isn't it? Like,
oh my God. He's an actor, isn't he?
Sorry, can I just say something? I'd like to acknowledge my friend who actually came here. We both studied law together, but she's going to the bar. Pat Vincent, could you just stand up so they can see you? So she's going to the bar very soon. She decided to go. I decided not to go. So.
Is she going to be an actress as well?
I don't know. She's been hinting us about like production stuff. So she's from the Caribbean as well. You see? So it's good to have the Caribbean in the house.
Yeah. Today we have a mixture. Talking about African cinema, as I've learned today, what do you think is going on? Because do you think African cinema will ever get to the top like Hollywood?
We can if we work together. We can if we support each other. We can if we love each other, if we stop fighting each other. Because if you look at it realistically, in Hollywood they can fight each other because they have it all there to fight for. We don't really have that much to be fighting over. So what we should do is we should first of all establish the foundation that we have. Let that foundation grow. And then you can start the minor fighting and all that stuff. As long as it's healthy competition, it's fine. But don't start competing when you haven't actually arrived. Because we haven't yet arrived. We're still trying to get to that
place. So what do you think is jealous? Do you think, what is it? Why are they fighting?
Like people fight for roles, people fight because someone is dressed better than them. People fight because you write things better than other people. Because like if you go on my Facebook page, I do kind of promote a lot of people. I do just put people out there. I write about everyone, even my friends, because it's normally good for people to praise you than for you to praise yourself. Again, humility starts from there. So like my friends in the industry, like Fatima Jabe, when she went to Washington, D.C., she won an award, had to just go home. That was about 3 a.m. in the morning. I had to think about something and write straight away. My friend Yvonne Hayes won a BEFTA. I had to think about something and write as well. So it's all about the publicity stunts and, seizing that moment. Because that moment doesn't come twice. It only comes once. So you have to get that moment and you have to use it. But then when you start having all these, the jealousy, the frustration, the anger, and then people just fight themselves for no reason, then it makes the whole industry just kind of drop and collapse. And people out there are watching what we do. They watch every move that we make, so we have to be really careful.
So we have to be careful.
Yeah.
And can I also ask, that why is it that the African cinema, we have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5? Is there part 5 to 6?
Well, it's a business venture. It keeps you guessing. Now, if you notice in Hollywood, they either make 1, 2, 3, which have a huge impact. But in African cinema, what we do is we do 1, and it's probably about 45 minutes, and then you have to be compelled to buy the second DVD, then you buy the third. It's still entertaining, but still an avenue for them to make money. But it hasn't affected the market. What's affecting the market is the lack of love, trust, support for one another. That's what's affecting the market at the moment. And that's what's affecting everyone. And that's why you notice that films premiere and it doesn't have a cinema run. Like Hollywood will premiere at the cinema and it will have like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Like when James Bond premiered, they had like, 4 months, 5 months cinema run. So we don't have those kind of things. We have it once and then it goes into the cupboard and then you don't hear about it again. There was a film Fatima Jabe did, Battered, which is premiered. Okay, yeah, you were actually in Battered. So that film premiered here in the UK, premiered in Gambia. It will be premiering, I think, in Sierra Leone, Switzerland. There are dates because it has to deal with domestic violence. Again, the storyline affects the film as well. Because if we just make films about love, love is random, it happens, something that we know that happens, and it affects us all. But domestic violence is something that affects us deeply as well. It's not just physically, it's also emotionally as well. So with Fatima touching on that, that's kind of captured the hearts of loads of people, that people want to actually see, okay, what has this lady actually done in terms of tackling or trying to address the issues surrounding domestic violence.
So you think African cinema is going to improve if all these things are put in place? And do you think also Hollywood will love to collaborate with African
they are already collaborating with African cinema, because I know Van Vicker and John DeMello and also Jim Ike. Jim Ike actually did a film with some Hollywood talents. So these guys are mingling with Hollywood. I mean, Van Vicker signed a deal recently, I think it was last week, about $2 million. So that's actually big, whereby you get those kind of things. He's coming out with his shoe, his T-shirt, his label, and all that stuff. So that's good business for him. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We are going to get there. It's just all about believing in yourself. So we will get there. We'll get there. But I always give credit to whom credit is due, because these guys have actually worked hard. They didn't just come out from the streets and just go in. They've worked hard. They've paid their dues. They've done a lot. So yeah, why not give them credit? They're men like me. I don't normally promote men, but yeah, I will promote these guys, because these guys have actually done well. I mean, some of my friends normally say, "Oh, you don't write anything about men on your page and all that stuff." And I say, well, I don't really see any man that will write something about. Mostly it's about producers, directors, and actresses. People now say, "Oh, is it because the ladies are pretty?" I say, well, not really. I mean, not all of them are pretty. But the thing is, it's just a form of promotion. So yeah, I will give the guys their due, because they've actually done very well for the industry.
So where do we see you going, Ikene? Because
a lot of places.
You're an African actor or African cinema actor. Do you see yourself going to Hollywood, or you're going to be playing lead roles in the African cinema?
Okay. One thing I want to say to everyone out there and to people who watch this show is that nothing in life is impossible. If you put your heart to whatever it is that you want to do, you really need to work hard. You need to be dedicated. You need to be passionate. You need to be humble. You need to have perseverance. And you just need to love what you do and love the people around you. You will get anywhere you want to. As long as you breathe, as long as this heart beats and your eyes function and your brain works well, and you can walk. Even if you can't walk, you can still achieve. So yeah, if you put your heart to whatever you do, you will get there. So we will get there one day. I can't tell you the dates because obviously only God knows, but we will get there.
So he's saying we will get there. If you're here today, I'm so thankful that you came. You might have a dream, you might have, have a voice, you want to sing, there's something that you want to do, but you're thinking, oh, this is not for me. I believe this evening you've heard my guests share their stories, and you have picked something out of it, and that is going to make you rekindle that dream that has gone under the pillow, or that acting, whatever you want, or be a talk show host like me. It is possible. And with God, all things are possible. You can do it. If you decide to be a millionaire or billionaire, Mavis is around somewhere, you can go see it. But one thing that the Nana Churches Show always stresses that let your dream and let your gift and let your talent shine, because each and every one of us have something to do. I know most of us have our JOBs, but there is a gift in you, and that gift is what is going to take you places. And so, thank you so much. With my wonderful and only one man that we have,